Hi YouTubers, Steven here. Today I want to talk about gallbladder surgery. I had laparoscopic gallbladder surgery almost 2 weeks ago, and I noticed there are lots of surgery videos on YouTube, and I only found one woman that actually made a video commenting about the surgery that she had, so I thought I'd make one and share my experience. I had my first gallbladder attack about 6 years ago, and it was the most excruciating pain that I had ever gone through. I thought I was having a heart attack for sure. The pain was all up in my chest, and I was feeling very weak. I was nauseous. When I was sitting on the couch, I was sweating so bad I started making a puddle on the hardwood floor. And when my wife put her hand on my back, I was ice cold. And that scared her. So off to the hospital we went, which was just down the road, so we didn't need to call an ambulance or anything. Would have got there quicker than before the ambulance actually got to the house. We were actually that close to the hospital at the time. So we get there, they run a bunch of tests, they end up giving me some morphine for the pain, which did a great job, by the way. But they weren't sure if it was actually my gallbladder or not. The ultrasound didn't show any gallstones, and the chest x-ray didn't show anything, or my body x-ray didn't show anything. Subsequent visits, I ended up having a CAT scan as well. That didn't show anything. And then it seemed to die off for a little while. And then I had another really bad attack, and went through the whole gamut of tests again, CAT scan, ultrasound, x-rays. They still weren't showing anything. So they put me on some stomach pills. I think the first one was Nexium, and it seemed to do all right. But then I started having pains again every time I ate. And so I chalked it up, as just being I've either eaten too much or it's just not agreeing with me. And then I started noticing as the years went on that I would get pains pretty much within an hour and a half to 2 hours on the dot after eating a meal. So after talking to my doctor several more times about the pain that I was in, I ended up seeing a specialist. She sent me to see a specialist to get a scope down my throat into my stomach, and I couldn't see how that was going to help. I didn't think it had anything to do with my gallbladder, but I was willing to try anything. Throughout the tests of visiting my doctor, I had an upper GI done. I had a lower GI done, which is the same as an upper GI, just the barium's a little thicker, and it's a lot longer process. I wasn't told it would be about 3 hours for lower GI. And basically the difference is, with an upper GI, the barium, they track the barium down your esophagus into your stomach to see if you have any ulcers, and check your stomach to see if there's any ulcers. The lower GI, the barium goes into your digestive tract, and it goes into your lower digestive tract anyways. I can't think of the terminology off the top of my head. And then they take x-rays of your digestive tract to see if there's any problems in there. And that's what takes the time, is for it to go through your system. That come back is negative. It wasn't showing anything. So all the tests that we've done, I was like, whatever. I'll go get a scope done. I don't think it has anything to do with my stomach, but I don't want to rule anything out. And this is before I learned what a HIDA scan is. So if you think that you're having gallbladder problems, but no gallstones are showing up in an ultrasound, talk to your doctor about getting a HIDA scan. After I saw my specialist and explained what was going on, how I was feeling, when I was feeling the pains, how long I was feeling pains, because sometimes your gallbladder pains can be on the light side of only about half an hour to an hour. To the extreme, your pains can last up to 12 hours. What's happening with gallbladder problems when you don't have gallstones? Think of a balloon with water. And when you eat, your food goes into your digestive tract. And it needs bile, it needs some liquid to make it go through the tract a little easier. So your gallbladder squeezes out the bile and puts it into your digestive tract. What happens when the gallbladder is not working properly is it contracts, but no bile is excreted. And the way I describe it, it's like getting a muscle cramp inside your body. That's what it feels like. It's like a Charlie horse, but there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And that can last up to 12 hours. I mean, it's pretty painful. Trust me, I know. I've been through it. There are some herbal remedies that will ease the pain or take away the pain, but that's personal choice if you happen to go with herbal remedies. There's nothing your doctor can prescribe to you for the pain, unfortunately. But back on track, with a HIDA scan, what they do is they give you an IV and they put a little nuclear tracer in your bloodstream. It takes about an hour for it to go through your body, and once it gets down into your liver, the liver transfers it into your gallbladder. At that point, they lay you on a table where they give you an x-ray where it's constantly recording for 45 minutes. You cannot move for the 45 minutes you're on the table. And trust me, that's a hard thing to do. But what they do is they measure how far that nuclear tracer goes through your through your gallbladder, and then they determine what percentage your gallbladder is actually working. When I had my test done, they determined my gallbladder was working at 5%. Anything under 30 is considered by, from what my doctor was telling me, as non-functional. Anything under 30%. So that was a relief to find out that, okay, in fact, it was my gallbladder. Great, now I've got to go meet a surgeon. I got my results in July. I finally had my appointment with my surgeon in December. Nova Scotia, it does take a little while to get in to see a surgeon. But I've built up such a tolerance over the years of dealing with this. I knew what not to eat and what I could get away with. So that, I had pretty much built my lifestyle around this gallbladder problem. And I ended up having surgery on February 8th. Not ever having surgery before, I didn't know what to expect. But I figured it can't be any worse than the pains that I have after I eat every night. So funny enough, I'm in the operating room, they're getting me all hooked up, they got the IV and everything, and they were quite sneaky. The nurse was, I'm just going to give you a little bit of oxygen right now, just get some more oxygen in your blood. Next thing you know, I'm waking up in recovery room. It wasn't oxygen at all. And I'm kind of glad for that, because I was a bit nervous. I'm sure, a simple procedure. But again, not knowing the unknown, I was a bit nervous, I'll admit it. The pain was actually quite minimal. And a lot of that probably has to do with the fact that they had me anesthetized and sleeping well. Even the days after recovery, I was semi-mobile. I could move around. I was in pain. They gave me Tylenol 3s with codeine, and that did help a lot. But it only took, 3 days, and I was starting to really feel good. I've actually removed the steri strips because they don't sew you up for laparoscopic surgery here. So that was nice. I'm feeling much better, and it wasn't bad overall. If I had to do it again, I'd jump at it in a heartbeat. So just from my experience, from my gallbladder surgery, if you think you're having gallbladder problems and the doctor's sending you out for tests, ask for a HIDA scan. It'll probably save you a lot of trouble and a lot of waiting in the long run. Okay? Talk to you later.